It rocks like crazy.
$28.32.
28.32. Vicky,
Yeah.
get that written down for what this is. Write what this is and get that down. One thing, there's no recoil at all. Zero. You know, I don't get paid enough. Put your eye in the scope.
I'm looking at the ground. It's looking at the ground. I can't see it. It's looking at the ground.
What?
It's looking at the ground. The scope's off.
Can you see through the scope?
I'm seeing a dirt mound. I'm not seeing a target.
It moved.
Oh, it got moved. No, seriously. No.
It looks like you're about 1.5 inches left of the red dot.
What are you looking at?
100 yards?
No. How many holes are in the paper?
1 hole.
How many shells did we shoot?
Is that the second bullet? So, as much as he doesn't like this gun, he just put 2 bullets through the same hole, right?
P.O.S.
Yeah,
right.
he calls it P.O.S., but it just put 2 bullets. That's bullet 2 and 3 through the
You want
same
to go down
hole.
to show them?
I
You
can.
can't even tell that I fired 2 shots.
Okay.
Run. Just take that camera and run, because I want to get the third one.
2881. I'll write that down.
Trying to beat Mom in a race to the target.
2 shots through the same exact hole in this chassis gun. 300 Win Mag.
Bye.
That's shots 2 and 3.
Now I'm gonna chase him, Mom.
Let's go.
Problem is, even with this is factory. Yeah. So did you see it?
Yes.
So you told them that's 2 shots.
Yes, it's shots.
So you tell them that's shots.
Shots 2 and 3.
through the same hole.
Same hole.
All right, all you gotta do is put 1 more through there. But it is factory ammo, you realize. It's probably the best factory ammo you can possibly buy, but it is factory ammo. Okay, watch your ears. Well, that's didn't go through the exact same hole, but it's awful dang close. You should write that number down, 2832. All right, Vicky, you might just as well run down there and show them all 3 shots. Again, that's factory ammo. That was shots 2, 3, 4 out of the gun. They're all touching.
And that's factory ammo.
So-
factory ammo.
Right.
You need to go down and put up a new target, please.
Okay.
We gotta clean this.
Do you want me to set up a target at the...
I can't hear you.
Do you want a camera at the target or no?
What?
Do you want a camera at the
I
target?
do, but just go do what we gotta do.
Okay.
We have other things to do right now.
Come on, baby. Oh.
So, here.
You can take the earmuffs off for a bit, right?
Hearing that?
Yes. There's shots 2, 3, and 4. 300 Win Mag.
Okay, so these are the shorter ones. Now, if it's gonna shoot this, it'll shoot this. What are you doing, filming?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. 2789. One thing, it shoots everything to the same point of impact.
These are the Lapua Brass Burger 210s.
What? This is our 10.
Okay, yeah. Okay. 389 comp, yeah, that's fine.
Again, if it's gonna shoot, this is gonna be the deal. It's so hard to hold on to. Wow. Right through the same dang hole again.
Another P.O.S.
2765. I'm just letting it cool down. You don't have to have that thing stuck in my face. Wow. All right, Becky, you better run down there. Those are Burger 210s in hand loads. And the number was 2768. So you better run down. You can go ahead and take that target down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna shoot 5.
Okay.
So all right, so here we are. The P.O.S. rifle, that's what I call it. He loves it. The P.O.S. rifle is finished. I got to admit, it did come out really nice. It is very pretty. It's just a very pretty gun. We did have to shim it. So that's important. In other words, there was no just bolting it in. And you think about it, just to bolt it in, the receiver and the chassis are going to have to be identical, right? And it wasn't. So actually, Jason, there was a good place back here to put shims in. I should have had one here to show you. So we cut them out of tin, out of sheet steel, and it ended up that the one that's in it right now measures about 10 thousandths. So it was 10 thousandths low in the rear. But now, when you loosen and tighten the bolts, it's so solid, it's as good as any bedding job that I ever did. So I was really, that impressed me. Okay, so we got it, and it was good, right? All right, so the barrel was really straight. There was a whole bunch of factors that said this thing might shoot, but there's also a bunch of stuff I hate. Watch, I don't hit you in the face with this. Look at these rings. These rings, I mean, that's the highest set of rings that I've ever mounted on a gun ever, and still it just barely cleared the hand guard, right? Yeah. So that I do not like. Okay, the next thing I do not like is when you're trying to shoot this thing off of a bench, all you have is this right here. We were going to try to make a bag rider for it, but see how this hangs down below there? So you could do it, and it would definitely make it more controllable. But to shoot off of a bench with this AR-15 style grip, it's not good, because also you're way up. We had the pedestal way up in the air to be able to shoot. There was another issue too. So the box, it's a pretty nice box, but it doesn't quite have enough cartridge overall length room in it. It does for factory ammo, but our hand loads, where the actual rifling is, it almost will fit. It's within probably like 10 thou. So, well, the other thing was weird is almost no recoil. And how much did we say this weighed? We don't know how much it weighs with the scope.
It was right at 12 pounds without the.
So it's probably 14 pounds.
Yeah.
So there was no recoil. I mean, like 308 type recoil, no recoil at all. I wanted to mount a Collis on here so that I could shoot a proven, or one of the scopes I really trust. This is his scope, but these are 35 millimeter rings, and I didn't have any 34 millimeter that's that high. So that didn't work. But here, I'm gonna hand you the gun. And again, he likes it.
He calls it a P.O.S, but we sat there and laughed. Vicky and I laughed every time he said P.O.S, because targets will do the talking, right? That's what it said, the motto here. So let's see it.
It is. Here, we'll show you, before we show you those targets. So I gotta put my thumb over that. But through hook or crook, we got some of these, and this stuff is known to shoot. So in a minute, I'll show you how that did. But this is pretty rare stuff right here. Federal Premium 250 grain burgers.
15 grain.
215, right, is that what I said? 215s. Okay, so, and we did hand loads, of course. We had to do hand loads, but, I mean, look at all them. But we didn't need it all. These are Burger 210s. So look, so this is, if you believe that, that's factory 190 grain Sarah Match Kings, factory ammo. Shots 2, 3, 4, and the first two went right through there. So there's a very real possibility that I did that, because you're gonna see there's a pattern here. So by the way, this is a Brux 1 and 11. Is what we ended up going with. So there's that. Then this is factory ammo. These are all 100 yards. That's shots number 6, 7, 8. 215s. Pretty good speed too, look at that. 29, 26. It was cold too, 37 degrees, everybody was freezing. So, and this is hand loads. 0.35 shots, that's shots 14, 15, 16. And we could add more powder. Again, I'm not talking about powder, I don't want to do that on camera, you can see it yourself. If you're foolish enough to try it, that's up to you. But with that velocity number, we can definitely go up, because obviously the factory ammo is going 100 feet a second faster with a 5 grain heavier bullet, right? So
yeah.
The deal is it shoots pretty darn good. Now, of course, you know me, I guess. My immediate thought was, wow, we should put that in a bench stock. right? Put that in at the very least, like in a A5 adjustable, because that way you could really hold on to it to shoot it. Oh wait, the number one, I can't believe you were.
I knew he was going to come back to this. This cheek riser is going away, right?
Yes.
This will go away. There's so many issues with this cheek riser, but Scott,
How many times do you think we put that on and off of there?
We probably pulled this on and off maybe 30 times without exaggeration.
Yes,
it was
at least on and off, on and off.
There's a problem getting the bolt
So
out.
you can't get the bolt out.
With this particular cheek riser in place, but the reality was I had to hear a lot of griping, and it was honest. It was a true gripe, right? I will give him this cheek riser will go away. So
I mean, how are you supposed to clean? You don't realize, you really don't. You don't realize how many, if you're doing this properly, how many times you take the bolt in and out of a receiver.
right.
When you're loading, when you're shooting, I mean, oh my God, it's like, we got to take it off. We got to put it on. We got to take it off. I mean, it was pain in the butt. So, but it does really shoot. You know, they laugh, but this was a Brux 1 and 11. You just got to wonder what that barrel was actually capable of. I think that barrel is capable of 2/10 or less. I really do. I mean, it really wants to shoot. It really does.
Yeah, what I would say is, you know, part of this was we went and we paid for some quality components, right? We have a nice barrel. You had the nice barrel. We have the bat, right? I mean, we got some really nice tight toleranced components to be able to put this together, to stack some nice tight tolerances. And really that was my goal is coming in is if we did get the quality parts, having tight tolerances on these parts, that we would be able to produce a very nice quality gun, even in a chassis. And the paper says that it is true. It will happen. So
yeah, you know, something I wanted to show them also while we're here.
There you go.
How many? I mean, when's the last time you saw that? So this was like I'm not telling you how much I have, but I have like a private stash of this.
He's got a gold mine.
Right.
Don't let him.
I was so worried about all this, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a box of this out and use it. I got to tell you, because you realize we turn necks and stuff, you know. So this is our hand load. So we turn necks 14 and a half. We did full bench rest brass work to this brass. Holy cow, is it uniform. I forgot why I even put it away. It's been so many years. I mean, this is old. And when I started cutting into it, every primer pocket, every flash hole, every neck, it was like, you couldn't be any better. It just simply couldn't be any better. It was really, really impressive brass. So, I don't know, I think that's all overall of the whole experience. Now, because we have, how many days? You were here for like 6 days before.
I think, I don't know in total how many hours we're into this, but it's been an amazing experience to go.
Right, because I worked on brass for like 3 days. So I'd say, you know, 10 days, somewhere in that, 10 days to actually, to get this all done. And again, it's a really pretty rifle, I will say that. This kind of deal, you couldn't give it to me. No way, because you know, I shoot, I want to be able to sit on a bench and I want to be able to put the bullets through the hole, especially if the gun's telling me that it could do that. If you have to fight it, I don't want to fight the gun. I want the gun to work with me. I want the stock, I want everything, all the components to help me shoot smaller groups. I don't want it to fight me.
Yeah.
But it's a hunting gun, right?
Yeah, it is a hunting gun, and I picked it up to be able to learn how to shoot long range. So this is a long range tactical hunter for me, and I'm, you know, based on what we're seeing this far, I'm excited. This is exactly what I had hoped it would be. So.
Well, I don't know.
To be continued, right?
Well,
okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If someone called you to build a chassis, what would you say?
If it was this exact one, I would say yes, because we've already, this is part of it, we've already troubleshooted it.
We did.
We did all the troubleshooting. By the way, you weren't here. Remember how these bolts were sticking in there?
Oh,
Not
no,
anymore.
we ground it out.
No, not anymore.
Oh, you went back in?
I went back and
Okay.
fixed them all. Because
Okay.
there was these bolts sticking through here. And
Yeah.
the point is, we had to troubleshoot the whole darn thing, just like we'd never done it before, which we never had on a chassis. So yes, I would do it again. Let me ask you a question. You see what we got. Remember back when we were deciding it could be 300 PRC or 30 Nosler or
Right.
300 Winchester. If you would do it over again, would you still go with 300 Winchester?
I'm absolutely tickled with a 300 Win. But what I will tell you is this, just because long range shooting to me, it's expensive. And so what I may end up doing is I may end up talking you into, and I bring that carbon fiber barrel back, but I may do just a 308 Winchester. And we could put that in a different chassis or a different rifle mount. But the reality would be is
But this
it's going to
gun,
help.
would you
teach
still
me.
put it in 300 Winchester?
Absolutely. There was no question. I love this. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. 300 PRC, 300 RUM, any of these other guns, they're gonna kick. And the reality is I've grown up shooting a 300 Winchester and Magnum, and I can't be more tickled. One thing is so I haven't got to shoot this a lot. This has been initially getting the targets and getting on paper as you. I'm excited to see what this muzzle brake is going to do for it as well. I mean, you had mentioned
There was no recoil.
It was no recoil.
But partly because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's a heavy gun, but
So-
the recoil was like
Yeah.
nothing. You hardly even noticed it.
I guess to answer your question, yes, I would do it in 300 Win, and I'm happy with the 300 Winchester Magnum. Would you want to do a 30 Nosler or any of these others? Maybe that's something we explore down the road. But
Well, so here, because you didn't have a lot of experience doing reloading,
Right.
do you see now the inherent problems in 300 Winchester cartridge?
totally going down this exercise, because I am getting into reloading, I would say this: the 30 Nosler, the RUM,
Not the RUM.
but these other ones where it's going to be loading is going to be a lot easier than it would be for this 300 Win, opposed to the 300 Winchester Magnum, right? The seating, all of that stuff is just going to be a challenge. So,
All right, well, so this is probably the end of this, right?
I think this is it, right?
Next time that we see this, you'll be holding a big elk or a big bear.
Big bear or something. Yeah, I'll have to give you an update on how that goes, but I think it won't be, but maybe a few weeks out.
There. All right, see ya. That's it.